Good morning, everybody. Hope you're well. Welcome to RSA Life Coaching TV. As you know, I've recently set up a life coaching business, and that is aimed at people like me and you that, for one reason or another, have a goal or an aspiration, but for one reason or another have not reached that yet. And I say yet because the only thing stopping us from reaching that goal is ourselves. You know, um, I myself have set myself a new set of goals. One of them was to give back because, as many of you know, my goals stem from having to find sobriety first because I had big problems with alcohol and addiction. And once I found sobriety, I was able to set myself some new goals. One of them was to give back, i.e., get my diploma in life coaching and start my own business. Um, and and now I'm able to, go through recovery and give back what I've learned as well. But life coaching isn't just for us. The rich, the famous people in the spotlight, they weren't born into the spotlight. And that brings me to my guest today. He Not so long ago, in 2008, in fact, he was working with me in recruitment. Now he is a world-renowned chef. He owns his own fine dining restaurant. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the 2015 MasterChef finalist and my good mate, Mr. Tony Rod. Tony, how you doing, mate?
Hey, Richie, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Right, good to see you. Good to see you.
Likewise. Weird times at the moment, but good to see a familiar face.
Familiar. When you opening up?
We open up in about a month's time on 19th of May. So no outdoor space here, sadly, for us. So I'm currently decorating. So hence, I'm in my civvies. I'm not in my chef whites today. I've been on the paint roller all morning.
I've seen the pictures. Wine tasting, and he needed a splash sheet. So
always good to protect your work.
Have you stuck a patent on your tash yet? Or
you know what? I should do, really, shouldn't I? It's insured.
Cool, Tone. I was just telling the guys here that I've started up a life coaching business. And the prime, the sole purpose of the business is helping people reach their goals that, for one reason or another, they have not managed to reach it. And I couldn't think of a better example than yourself, for someone that not too long ago we were working in a recruitment firm together in the technical division, and I turn on BBC One and I'm seeing that's my mate Tony on MasterChef. I just want you to tell the people here that you've managed to achieve your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, but you started off like me in recruitment. I mean, I'm going to hand it over to you now, because I just want you to tell people how you managed to do that, what obstacles you came across, etc., and your journey so far. So yeah, I'm a mute myself because they came here for you, not me. I'll leave it to you, mate.
Thanks, mate. So I guess, I might as well start off at the beginning. And the truth is that having a restaurant and cooking was never my dream. It was never something I necessarily wanted to do. I entered MasterChef, excuse my language, for shits and giggles. I wanted to have an experience. I wanted to challenge myself. I've always loved food. I come from a Cypriot family, and food is a big thing for us. And I've got to that point in my life where I used to do dinner parties rather than going clubbing. I'd rather sit at home with friends and have a good conversation and something nice to eat. And as such, I got good at cooking. And I entered MasterChef for a laugh and obviously did quite well out of it. And the opportunity came to the forefront of, you could pursue this as an option. I loved my job at the time. As Richie said, I worked in recruitment for nearly 12 years. And towards the end of my career, I was actually quite good at it. But it was an opportunity that came up with the cooking that I thought, you know what, maybe this is something I want to take. And I always say to people when I talk to them, don't be afraid of changing your aspirations, of following your heart, of listening to what your heart is telling you, because at any time in your life that might happen, whether it's professionally, in your relationship or anything like that. You just get to that point sometimes where you think, you know what, it's time for a change, and you should pursue that. One of the biggest challenges that I had at that point was probably my age and my experience. Kitchens and restaurants as a whole are quite scary places to be when you're setting yourself up. Generally, a lot of the trainee chefs come in at the age of 16, straight out of school. They get beasted, they get treated pretty badly in kitchens, and they have to do all the nasty jobs, and they work their way up for very, very little money. I was in my mid to late 30s at the time. I kind of keep that one under my hat. And I didn't want to be that, young kid going into a kitchen and having to just peel potatoes for £8 an hour or whatever it is you'd get. And I couldn't afford to do that either. I had a house to pay for, I had a life to live. So having that lack of experience and my age coming against me was definitely a bit of a challenge. So I had to go about it in a slightly different way. I worked for myself, first of all. I set up my own business where I had the opportunity to control what I did and how much I paid myself, so to speak. But I really wouldn't be able to learn too much working just on my own. So I went out there and I sought help. And I think that's a really big thing to advise people to do. Go out and reach out to people who can help you out. For me, that was professional chefs who ran restaurants, pubs and bars around my area, maybe that had seen me on the telly and were willing to give me that opportunity. People I knew who were good at cooking, I just asked them for advice. And then I worked my arse off. I got a lot of cookbooks. I went onto YouTube. I watched TV shows. I practiced. And I think that's it. You don't get success overnight. You need to work hard at it. And I think that all those people that I see that have this great business idea and they expect overnight to be a success, it doesn't work like that. I spent 3 years working for myself for very little money, 7 days a week, long days, just to get better at what I did. And that was really, really difficult. There was a huge fear of failure for me, especially because of my age. If I was 18, living at home with mum and dad, great opportunity for me to fail, and I'm not going to fall too far. But I'm a little bit older. I've got bills to pay, I've got to put food on the table. So yeah, if I failed at this, there was a lot at stake. So that was a big worry for me as well. But I was willing to work hard. I was willing to take that chance. I guess then moving to that next step was, what do I do next? And I wanted to open up my own restaurant. Doing my own thing for the first 3 years was fun. I traveled around the world, cooking on stage, doing demonstrations. I wrote recipes for other chefs. I did supper clubs. I cooked privately for people in their homes. And this was really, really good. And I used all of my experience from recruitment, all of my experience from architecture, all of my experience from working as a barman when I was 18 and, pulling pints and chatting to mainly women, but chatting to people when I was 18. I used all of that experience, but I then had to open up a restaurant and I didn't know where to start that. First of all, where am I going to get money to do that? These things aren't cheap. It cost me just over $250,000 to open up this restaurant. And I certainly didn't have that money from working in recruitment. I spent most of that. So really it was then about reaching out and finding people, and reach out and get support from people. Don't feel ashamed of doing it. But when you're talking to them, it's not just about the green. It's just not about the Benjamin. This is also about getting people's advice as well. So as I'm talking to people, someone might say to me, look, I haven't got any money to invest, but I've got loads of experience in legal stuff. I've got loads of experience in corporate law, in property or things like that. So whenever you talk to people, it's a two-way conversation. You've got stuff to tell them, but you want to be listening as much as you're talking and listening to what they have to tell you, because they've got gems that they can give you as well. I think my biggest bit of advice is, really, if I can give you anything that comes out of this, is you've got to have belief in yourself, 100%. But reach out to people, get support, get advice, ask people for help. Don't feel ashamed in doing that. And I guess, Richie, that's something that you're now doing in terms of your offering. And I think that's great. I've known you for 15 years, amazingly. It's ridiculous. We don't look old enough. We sport the same haircut, and mine isn't ironic. But, I know the kind of person you are, and I think that's the thing, is if someone wants to get support and advice and coaching, reaching out to you is obviously, a great thing to do. So get in touch with you, obviously, Richie at rsacoaching.co.uk. I'll send you the invoice for that now. But again, reach out, talk to people, believe in what they have to say, and take risks. And I guess that's my advice when it comes to anything in life. You can't do it on your own. Talk to other people and get that help.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Very
Yeah, that I know you have a very busy schedule. As you said, you're redecorating the restaurant. It looks like it's coming along nicely. But I'd like to thank you so much, mate. This is not to sound condescending at all, but when I saw your MasterChef and your journey to where you are now, I couldn't be prouder as a mate. I like everything you do. I try to find out when you're going to be on TV. It's just your journey is inspirational to me, and I'm sure to a lot of the people that are on here. So thank you very much. Do you want to tell people about the name of your restaurant, where they can find you, etc.?
Absolutely. So our restaurant's called Copper and Ink. We named it after my wife. She's got copper coloured hair and she's more covered in tattoo inks than I am. We're based in Blackheath in southeast London, very close to Greenwich. So if you are in London, central London, you get to us in 10 minutes on the overground train from London Bridge, Waterloo. But if you're not, drive into Blackheath. It's a beautiful part of the country. Get us on copperandink.com. Just search for us like that. We open again on the 19th of May. Bookings are open. We're fully booked for the first fortnight, which is really great. So everyone that has booked, thanks for the support. But get booked in. We change our menu every single month. It's we call ourselves kind of relaxed fine dining because I like to think that the food's banging, but we really don't take ourselves seriously. We've got crazy artwork on the walls. We play amazing music, and we really don't take ourselves seriously, and that's reflected in the price as well. So it's one of those you can rock up for just a casual Wednesday dinner, or if you want to go all bells whistles, you can put on your suit, get dressed up, and come here for sort of a 5-course slap up meal for your anniversary. But either way, you'll have fun. So yeah, come and check us out, and obviously check out Richie as well, because I think what he's doing is great.
Great, mate. Listen, I'd like to thank you very much. I can't wait to come and taste the new menu. So 19th of May cannot come soon enough. But yeah, listen, thank you very much. Listen, I'm sure a lot of people will take inspiration from that. Guys, if you want direction, Tony is a prime example of, where he wanted to be and how he got there. And look now, the things he's doing is not borderline amazing, are amazing. So if you have that issue, reach out to me. My contact details are going to be in the description, as will Tony's. But until that, I hope you all have a great weekend. Tony, you too, my friend. Yeah, guys, have a great one, and I will see you all next week when I'll be tuning in and posting another video. I also have another coach joining us. She is amazing. She is beautiful, and you will see her very, very shortly. But like I said, thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.